Hey everybody.
We are the Sheba guys. Yay! So today we're going to be doing a demonstration on pepper jelly for you folks. If you do have any questions at any point, please just go ahead and let us know. We've got a lot of time to fill here, so there's plenty of time. This is actually really fast recipe, so there's nothing difficult about it.
It's really easy.
It's simple just to kind of throw everything together and make it happen. So let's start first by showing you exactly what you're going to be needing in order to throw this together. We'll just kind of start with one side of the table and work our way through here. We're going to be using the brand new Discovery Kit from Ball. The Ball kit comes with this jar lifter that goes directly into the water.
Yeah, if you were here earlier, she was talking about this is a great way to get started. We teach a lot of canning classes, and we've been canning since we were kids.
Yeah.
So that was a good, like, what, 20 years ago?
Oh, 15, 20, yeah.
But you know, I mean, everybody's, okay, how many people have seen their grandmother can, or their great-grandmother, and you heard the story about the canner exploding and it going all over the ceiling? Okay, that never happens anymore. Okay, that's been like 100 years ago that used to happen. Now, like with what we're using today, if you just have a basic stock pot that you're going to make a chicken in later anyway, or that you're going to, I don't know, what else?
Spaghetti
that you're going to boil pasta in or something like that. You go out and you buy this little kit for 10 bucks. Not to make it a commercial for this, but you make this little kit for 10 bucks and you're going to get the jars and all the equipment that you need to try it.
Yeah, you've got 3-pint jars that come with it.
At least give this a try. So this is the basic equipment you're going to see us using today. You don't need all the fancy stuff. You don't need all the, you don't need all the fancy stuff. That's all I'll say about that. So that's our equipment that you'll see us using.
Okay, so
today doing that.
The rest of it, the other important thing that you're going to be needing is a jar lifter. This keeps your fingers out of the boiling water.
Don't reach into the pot and grab,
And don't use tongs please don't use tongs. That's
everybody
what
knows,
these are made
knows
for.
like a normal set of tongs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those
don't try to lift your jars out with this.
Very unpleasant things happen. So,
not that we've ever done that.
You're going to need one of these. And then the rest of it is pretty straightforward. We have got 4 1/2 cups of chopped bell pepper. We have got 1/2 cup of chopped jalapeno pepper.
Oh, good, they chopped this for us. We'll show you how to chop jalapenos.
He thought I was going to be doing it. There is a 1.5 cups of cider vinegar.
I think it's a cup and a quarter.
A cup and a quarter?
It's a cup and a quarter of cider vinegar.
Cider vinegar. You want to make sure you're using cider vinegar for this and not white vinegar. The flavor is completely different, and it's going to give it a little more acid flavor if you use the white vinegar for this one. This is a lot more subtle, and you will enjoy the results. If you want to clean
your windows or your counters, use the white vinegar. If you want to cook, use the cider vinegar.
We've also got honey. So the pectin that we're using, and this is what is going to help your jelly actually gel.
Can you say this now?
Oh.
This is a tongue twister for him.
I might need the
low or no sugar
needed pectin. So low or no sugar needed pectin.
We had to practice that. Low or no sugar needed pectin. And the good thing about that is that you don't have to add a lot of the extra sweetness to your food, because even like strawberry jellies and things like that, I don't like them to be super sweet.
Beautiful.
That's
just
awesome.
Gorgeous.
I'm
just
so
gorgeous.
glad these are made for giant hands. You're cracking me up.
Yeah, better.
Okay, so much for that. So the good thing about this is anyway. So the good thing is with this is you don't have to use all that extra sugar if you don't want to.
If you do like it sweeter, however, but you don't want sugar itself, then you can use
honey.
You can use honey. You can use Splenda. You can use some of the newer ones on the market that are made from
stevia.
Stevia
Actually cans really well.
There are other options out there. So if you like the sweetness but you don't want the sugar itself for health reasons, then this is the product that you're going to be needing. That is the Ball no or low sugar pectin.
Right? Are we getting it right?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to call it Mike from now.
It's just named Mike. This is the Mike Pectin. They're going, no, get them off the stage.
Okay, but we will be using a little bit of sugar in this, along with the honey, because when you do cook with this sugar, you're going to be noticing that the final product that you're getting is going to be very smooth looking, and it's going to have kind of a shimmer to it. So even if you don't like a lot of sugar, use a little bit as long as it's proper for you to be using if you have sugar problems and don't. But if you can use it, it's just going to give you a cleaner looking jelly. But that's the only real.
You got 2 gloves, so you're going to chop this. We're going to show you the right way to clean these.
The other thing that you're going to be needing, obviously, are jalapenos. And when you're cutting any kind of hot pepper like this, gloves. Please.
I mean, it's like, gloves. I mean, how much are these at the store?
About what, 5, 6 cents a piece.
To pick these up, or just go up to your deli counter, and you can actually go up to the butcher and say, hey, do you have a couple of extra pair of gloves? And they will. Because I've done that when we forgot to take them to a class that we were teaching. Not that we ever forget things.
No.
We never do things like that. So the important thing is when you are cutting these, you're going to wear things like this, because if you have any type of little, the tiniest paper cut from the, she's making a face, you have the tiniest paper cut on your fingers, and this gets in it, you know what it's going to feel like? It's going to feel like fire. It hurts, okay? The other thing to do, you're wearing the gloves because eventually you're going to want to touch your face again, or maybe someone else, and they
Please
burn.
don't mace your family. Please, please.
We'll talk about that. So you go ahead and show them how to cut that and clean that out.
The easiest way to work with a jalapeno, I assume you all can see in the mirror there.
Oh yeah, there's a mirror.
I'll get my blindingly bright head out of the way there.
You're gonna get the bounce back.
Yeah. So first, just cut off the stem end. Now, if you're really fancy, you can actually cut off the other end as well. I'm not that fancy. So
we're really not that fancy.
Just take it straight down the center from that point. You've got it open.
They have a knife for you to take the center out if you want to.
And you can do it one more time for each. So you're cutting this into quarters. And from there you've got this white rib that is going down the middle and all of the seeds. That's where the heat in this jalapeno lies. The seeds and the ribs. So.
And the ribs aren't very good anyway.
Yeah, they're a little pithy. That's a great word, pithy.
Pithy. Everybody say it. Pithy. You know anything pithy in your food.
So just go ahead and take that out.
You can do it that way, or else you can take a spoon. Look, I just touched it. You can take a spoon and run it down in there too, because it will just come right loose.
It comes right out without any.
If I can do this with one finger, you can run your thumb down through there sometimes. But if you just take like a dull spoon and run it down the middle, it's a great thing to have your kids do.
You're horrible, Muriel.
I know, it's terrible.
Okay.
So that's how you're going to do this.
So that's how you're going to do this. And then just go ahead and cut it into tiny little sections. And depending upon how much heat you want in your pepper jelly, you can add in some of the ribs, you can add in some of the seeds, and you can adjust it for that. For those of you who are really fond of the heat, you can substitute half of this jalapeno for, say, a habanero.
A habanero,
or if
Ring of Fire, Thai peppers.
Cayenne. So something like that with a lot of kick in it. So, but it's entirely up to you. That's the beauty of this particular recipe, is that you can adjust the heat on it without any problem.
The different types of peppers that you want to use, or whatever you can get fresh, right? Or cheap. That's good too. This is just a general. This is just a good old
bell pepper.
Green bell pepper. Any type of a what do you want to call it? Mild
pepper.
Mild pepper will work for this. If you want something with a little more flavor, like
Poblano.
Thank you. I'm seeing my pepper plant.
An Anaheim or a yellow wax.
Something like that would also be a good base for this.
The other option with this is, again, instead of using a green bell pepper, you can also use a red bell pepper or a yellow bell pepper.
Cut this one while you talk.
And that will adjust the color of the final product. So if you want something with a little more pizzazz to it, that's what's going to happen.
Can you see? Okay, so easy peasy way to cut one of these up, because these have all those great big giant ribs in them. Here's a little trick that we do. We just cut it down the four sides like this, and then just release that, just run it around the top. Right? Everybody see that? Mm-hmm. You have to make a noise at some point, or else, thank you. There you go. They're all like, you should have had my second cup of coffee earlier. Okay, so then you can see you've still got all the ribs and the seeds in there. These are really easy. You can just take these right out by hand. They just come right out. Okay, easy peasy, right? We're all about the easy way to do things. If there's, I don't think we do anything foo-foo type food, do we?
Nah. Look at us. Do we look foo-foo?
And we're obviously starving to death.
Okay, so step by steps here. Let's just walk. First thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking your peppers, both the hot and the regular, and just putting them into a large. This is an empty pot right now. This is the very first thing we're doing. We're just going to go ahead and get the peppers in. Both. Can you hand me the hot peppers, please?
You're gonna see me like pepper myself before this day's over. You just know it. This is the vinegar.
And the vinegar. And the other thing that we're going to be needing is the pectin.
No, sorry. I'm playing with the honey.
We're going to start with this.
Are you supposed to put this in now?
Yes. This goes in first. And we're going to go ahead and cook
Gradually stir in the pectin.
I need something to stir with, please. Thank you.
We're real Danny.
So we're just, I'm sorry? This is
Apple cider
vinegar. Yes.
Apple cider vinegar.
Okay, so we're just going to give this a stir. And we're going to cook this for 3 minutes until everything's softened up and we've got a good boil going on.
Yeah, now what you're looking for when you're boiling this is what's called a rolling boil. Okay, rolling boil means you can't stir it down. Everybody understand that?
It's gonna kind of stick
Cannot stir
stick
down.
To the sides, and
so it'll boil and you'll see the foamy top on it. You go like this. If it stirs down, you're not done yet. Keep it going. How many people have made a jelly or a jam before that turned into syrup? Look, even before. Yeah, I know that we just did the other day, and now we've got great ice cream sauce for the rest of the winter. Yeah, didn't really care.
You will get a softer set.
It'll set softer is what happens.
So if anybody in the audience has a question, please raise your hand, and we have 2 mics that's just so that everybody can hear your questions.
Yeah, we'll get a microphone to you, so. Oh, we were just talking.
Okay, so
yeah, so that's the rolling boil that you're looking for.
So while this is cooking, we're going to explain one other thing that we've got here. These are the jars that we're going to be using. We have them in a slow cooker. It is no longer necessary nor expected for you to to boil your jars before you may make your jelly.
Wash them.
Wash them.
They should be clean.
Yeah. Make sure they're
like
clean.
you found them under the porch.
Yeah, you can run them through.
Don't use those.
You can run them through a nice hot dishwasher or whatever. You do not have to boil your lids or your rings either.
Isn't that great?
That is something.
You don't have to boil your lids. It sets the plastic, the rubber underneath it. You can tell me if I'm wrong. The rubber underneath it will set without
the
preheating
sealing
it.
compound.
Just in the process of cooking it in here,
yeah,
we'll make it hot enough to actually seal and set.
Yeah, the process of the water bath canning, we'll go through and do the sterilization for you, so it's not a step that you need to take free.
Which is awesome. It took out one whole step.
But you do want to keep them hot. So the slow cooker with water in it is going to keep them hot. So when you're putting in your hot jelly, that it's not
all
going
the same
to,
temperature is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Another thing that we do if you don't have a slow cooker to set off to the side is we have ours sitting in here as it's brought up to a simmer.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's just if you've got something that you can use to set it aside, it'll make your process a little faster, a little easier for you.
Does anybody else have any questions while we're
waiting
bringing
for
it up to a boil?
Yep.
Lord.
It's coming along.
What's your favorite way to use pepper jelly? Because I know it's one of your favorites, right?
On a spoon. No, I mean, we use it as, we brush it just as it is, brush it on a chicken.
Oh, I just got the waft.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It smells so good.
Awesome.
Oh, when you are, I have to tell you this.
Yeah.
When you're cooking the hot peppers, if you do leave the seeds in there, don't put your face right over the steam.
You will mace
people
yourself.
Are like, oh, right.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah,
here.
you'll get peppered right in the face,
yeah.
and it takes a long time to recover from that. But anyway, spread it right on the chicken as it's baking. It's absolutely fantastic. We put it on ribs. We use it.
Hand glaze.
Yeah.
Is fabulous for it. And anything that you would like a little bit of a pepper flavor with it.
Right on top of your meatloaf.
Will work quite well. Meatloaf is one of my favorites. You just do a glaze on the top of your normal.
Mixed in with your cream cheese on your bagel. or on bread, anything like that?
I would do a little goat cheese with it. It sounds
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah, with for a little appetizer.
Yeah, there's actually a cheese that we buy from one of the markets here. Did you turn that down?
Nope, we're doing good. This is about right.
That's a saltier version of a cream cheese that we buy. It's a little more crumbly, and we mix it into that.
I think you should make
Okay.
pepper jelly donuts.
That's just cruel.
Okay, let's go ahead. It looks like we've got a good rolling boil on here.
Okay.
So we're going to skip ahead and we're going to put the sugar in.
Gently add the sugar.
Yeah,
Right.
we're real gentle around here. And the honey. I will check on the recipe here. I don't have it right in front of me. I believe it was right there, right in front of you.
No.
How
much sugar was in this recipe?
It was 2 cups sugar and 1 cup honey.
Okay,
That
good.
sounds correct, yeah.
You can reduce
you.
it if you want. We just found that was a nice balance between the sweetness and the heat. So you can reduce that though.
We do put significantly less sugar in ours just because we are going for more of a savory treatment. Oh, and also mixing this with strawberry jelly.
Okay,
You can't
again.
tell we like food, can you?
Okay, so we've got this going, and it is at a, again, once you add that in, it's going to stop boiling for a little bit. Leave it on the heat, but keep stirring because you do have sugar in here now, and it will burn. So,
Then you just got to clean up the side of your pan. Do the dishes. That's what you get kids to do.
so once you add the sugar in, you're going to notice that the color is going to start to change.
It gets a little
that's a good
darker, a
thing.
little
It's-
richer color to it.
So just
Don't be
keep-
alarmed.
Oh, please.
She wants to look.
Please.
She's like, yeah, I did.
And you're also going to notice that it's going to start to thicken on you. So, which is exactly what we've got going there. So how are we doing on questions? Anybody?
Or we're just stirring.
You can talk to us. You may never get this kind of a chance again.
So can you tell the audience
Yes, ma'am.
how much you put up on a yearly basis? Because your
Lord.
story is so cool.
We have, I don't know.
Generally in...
It's 120 quarts of tomatoes usually.
Yes. And then we've got 60 or so pints at least of green beans. And then
there's the
peppers
jellies and
jellies and
jams
jams,
and
depending upon...
things like that.
I
All the
usually
staples
do
is what we... And
10 to 12 quarts of different types of berries or fruits for cobblers and pies during the winter. So, and it oddly enough, it doesn't seem to take up a lot of space. We have a pantry that is set aside for it.
Yeah, we live in a townhouse here in West Seattle.
It sounds
so it's
a lot
not
like it's
like
a
we have a
lot, but-
whole room. When we say our pantry, it's one of those little double door closets like this. It's not like we have a ton of space. And you can see pictures of it on our blog too. Let's get, can she get a microphone up here?
Just a quick question again about the cans or the jars themselves. You had mentioned
Yes.
sterilization, a thing of the past, clean, but you want them heated
Yes, the reason for that is
to help with the set?
No, it's for thermal shock. You're going to be taking this really hot jelly, and you're going to be putting it into a hot jar instead of a cold jar. That way, nothing's going to shatter on you, which would be really bad.
Oh, okay, so it's to avoid breakage of the glass,
Exactly,
basically.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it tempers the glass. Thank you, Hot Pants. I mean, Gene. Yeah, we do. We put up the majority of our food that we eat in the off seasons. It's a lot less expensive to buy your food in season and locally than it is to buy it out of season, even at your big box stores. Plus, then, like we were talking about before, if you weren't here, you know exactly what's going in your food. There were so many issues with food coming down the pike that were not safe to eat at our local grocery stores that we were just like, that's it. We're not eating that stuff anymore. So while we do shop at the grocery stores, we do as much as we possibly can of our own food that we've put up throughout the year. The microphone right behind you.
Oh, say you pick your berries or you pick your peppers. Do you want to can them within the same day?
If we're not going to can them right away, we freeze them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we-
do you vacuum seal them first and then you can them like in 2 months?
The way that we freeze
or-
berries is we just put them on a cookie sheet, lay them out flat, and stick them in the freezer like this, and shove them in over top of the meat and the ice cream, and shove them up in there as much as you can. And once the first rack is frozen, you put the other rack on top of that, and then you put as many as you need, and then we just dump them into bags like that.
So why do you freeze your berries first before you vacuum seal them?
We don't vacuum seal them.
Oh,
we
you
just,
don't?
We just
They
freeze
don't
them,
stay around that long,
and
honestly.
they don't. It's so they don't clump together in the bag.
Oh,
If you
okay.
mush them all in there together, you end up with which is fine if you don't mind a block of berries.
Yeah.
But we like them to be a little bit more loose so that we can use them as we go.
Okay, so we've got a good rolling boil going on here, so I'm going to give this about 2 more
Can you
minutes.
guys smell this? If you can't, I'm so sorry. Because, man, it smells good.
Yep. So that is...
Yeah, there's another question.
Yeah, hi. I had to miss a few minutes from the beginning.
Yes.
For sake of time, do you guys have the recipe on this? And
The
also, do you have a book, classes, and how much you charge?
The recipe for this is online at freshpreserving.com. Yeah, all the recipes from the demos are on there. The Ball Blue Book of Canning is the one that we use, and the Ball Big Giganto Book of, that's not what it's
Home
called.
preserving, it's the...
Complete Book of Home Preserving, not the Big Giganto Canning Book. I think it's a good name. I think you folks should think about that. The Big Giganto Book of Canning. Good, okay. See, they'll listen to me. Those are the 2 books that we get 99.9% of it. Yeah, and we do have classes, and you can look for us on shibaguys.com. It's SHIBAGUYZ.com, and you can contact us there.
Okay, so this is ready to roll.
Yeah, that's an awesome boil.
Okay, so I'm just removing this from the heat, and we're going to start...
And that was easy, right?
I mean, if everybody can
so
do
far,
this,
do you
right?
think you could do this? It's chop up 2 things and dump a bunch of stuff in there. And you know, if you want to make it easier on yourself, let me say this. Get this stuff set up ahead of time. Because even though we do, you know, the tandem canning thing, it is a lot more fun to have a bunch of people over and have a party when you're canning. But even if you're just canning, you know, a few by yourself like this, you know, 3 jars of it, then just set everything up, be able to go through the steps, have the recipe there for you, and this is easy to do, and you end up with a really fantastic product at the end that makes you look very foo-foo and shishi.
Okay.
And who doesn't want that?
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull out 3 of these jars to start with.
Not sticking your bare hand into it.
And we're just going to go ahead and set them directly in here. It'll make it easy for us to
I love
to
they
move
don't
them
slide around in this too.
Yeah, that's great.
The one that we've been using for years, they all slide around in it, and you have to like, this one has little like grooves in the bottom of it. It was not this easy for us.
Wait till you use it as a colander.
How smart is that? You're so smart.
We actually
Okay, so he's pouring out the water. Oh yeah, you need to put some water in there so that it sinks. Yeah, they just float around. Don't do that.
You will at some point, and then you'll realize.
Yeah, the only reason that we know these things is because, you know, we kind of...
We screw up a lot.
Yeah, we mess up a lot. There's a lot of mistakes that we have to eat.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Okay.
So this
The
is
new
probably...
Collapsible funnel, wonderful
We
thing.
love this. Because no matter what size jar you're using, you can adjust it. Do you love this? Yeah, because what you want to do when you're actually, in
These
a
are
couple
getting
of
cold.
steps,
We need to move.
there's going to... Move it, he says. When you're putting the screw rings on, you don't want to have food underneath it, right? So, and on the flats, when you're putting those down, you don't have food underneath there. So you use one of these to keep it from dripping down over. Okay. Then you wipe less. Where's your ladle?
It's right there.
Did you just like fry yourself?
No, close, but not bad.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. They got a little ladle for the big hands here.
Can we turn this off?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Does anyone actually know how to use our stove?
Okay, so
So I'm going to tell you to get this as close as you can to where you're going to dip. I know that we're going to go out of focus here, but usually you've got this much space between your stove and your countertop, right? Tip, it's going to go down in there and you're going to be like, ah, I have to clean that. So get these
My
two
legs
very
over
close
here.
together.
And then you're just going to ladle it in directly.
Oh my God, this smells so good.
Now, luckily, the pepper jelly doesn't tend to get foam on it, unlike a lot of the berry jellies or jams. So you shouldn't have much foam issue happening. If you do, you can skim that off and just put it in a little bowl, and then you just serve it first.
Oh yeah, the foam on top of jelly is like, that's like, we were talking about this earlier, it's kind of the canner's treat. It's the thing that, like, yeah, you keep it for yourself and spread it on bread. If you're, now, you know gummy worms? You know that gummy candy thing? If you put that foam on a plate and stick it in the freezer, and then go back, it stays jellied, and it's kind of like gummy worms. It's gummy candy. Don't tell your kids.
Okay, so we're also going to be leaving a 1/4-inch head space on the
Hey guys,
the
I have
top
a
of this?
question.
Yes.
Do you ever strain out the peppers? And any
can.
that was actually what I wanted to know.
You absolutely can. You can have a clear jelly at that point, or you can use less pepper in it.
Yeah.
Personally, we never have.
Yeah, it spreads very easily at this point because it's been cooked so well. So it's basically a pepper jam instead of a pepper jelly. It's called pepper jelly, but it's pepper jam.
Yeah, what she's saying, if you want it to be a clear, because you can see, can we pick that up without burning the heck out of ourselves? Can you guys see the bottom of it has this golden color to it? And where's the jar lifter?
Oh yeah,
Right here.
right there. You can see.
You can see the bottom of it has this really golden color to it, right? If you want just that liquid to preserve, yeah, you would just put this through a strainer and take the peppers out. This looks very artisanal.
This is a really fancy tool.
Foo-foo.
It is a headspace adjuster. You can just put it on the outside here, and you can see how much. Sorry, the inside here. How much of headspace that you've got listed to the side.
And how much headspace are we using on these?
We're using 1/4 inch, which
1/4 inch
for you who
headspace.
cannot see it, it does say 1/4 inch here on the second little notch. So that's how far down you want your. Sorry.
Oh,
I
there
always
they
do
are.
this backwards here.
I'm going to keep ladling.
Thank you, thank you.
So 1/4 inch headspace on that.
1/4 inch headspace. You can also, thank you very much.
I'll be the boss.
Yeah, thank you. I never use this tool because I always use, there's another way to do it, which is to actually look at the ring on this first side.
Conveniently, they made it about
Where that first
you
ring
need.
runs around is 1/4 inch. So that's the other way of doing it. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
our assistant. Oh, we had an assistant.
Ooh. Okay.
That like never happens.
The
Okay, so
last-
we've filled these, and
last
invariably
little bit
I
you wanna
overfill, and he
do-
has to come and fix me.
Okay. You want to make sure that the top of these jars
Give me the other one.
are completely free of any of that jelly. Now, if you've been using the funnel, good here,
They're
there
gonna be
should
a lot cleaner.
Very, very little on there, but you do want to make sure it is completely clean in order to get a really good seal happening. Once that is clean like that, we grab.
You took the water off the fire.
I know. Brand new lids
Shouldn't have
only.
called him out.
Never reuse these. They're only
yeah.
good once. So don't even think about using them again. Toss them and get yourself another batch. Just goes directly on. There's if you would like to, you can.
It doesn't do anything really.
It really isn't going to do much.
It's going to settle out that way no matter what you do.
Yeah. And you're only going to screw this onto its finger tight. Don't get any tighter than what you would naturally just do. You're not trying to wrench it on because that's not going to help at all. All the rings do is that they hold the lid on for you.
So if the lid seals, the rings, that's all they're for.
Yeah, that's all it's for. It's
Because if
not-
you actually try to hold it on while you're boiling it, you get burned. So don't do that. No, maybe some of the other canners have ways that you keep it from separating. I don't know. It's not. It's
Will
if you've got lots of chopped up vegetable in there, it's going to look really cool.
Will you grab me a couple more lids, please?
The flats.
Yes. Okay.
It's moving all by itself.
Alrighty. Those go on there.
And 2 rings. And the water's back up.
And we're going to put that on there. Another one there. You can fit 4 of these size jars in this one. We're just doing 3
We're
for
going to do 3.
time-wise.
So the water's already back up to heat.
That's boiling. This goes in. And you want to make sure that they're covered with at least 2 inches of boiling water.
Yeah, they are.
It's been boiling a while. So those are going to process, and you want...
You want the lid on?
yes, please. The lid needs to be on. Those will process here in our area for 10 minutes. For other parts of the country, for those of you who are watching this via webcast, check either with the ball site, or are you going to have the altitude areas on?
Altitude is included in every recipe, so if you're at a high
Okay, good.
you have to make an adjustment.
Yes.
Just like if you were baking a cake or something, you have to adjust for altitude.
You will have to process for a few minutes longer, depending upon where you actually are in the country. I know my mom in Wyoming has to process for about an hour and a half for a jar of jelly.
Because she lives at like the altitude of small planes.
No. So she's going to kill me when she sees that. Okay.
I know your mom's watching. You're so toast. You're in so much trouble from your mom.
Okay, so once these are processed 10 minutes, what you're going to do, you'll just go ahead and remove this from the heat, take off the lid, and wait 5 minutes. That's going to give the water a chance to cool down a little bit.
Why would you wait for 5 minutes, Jason?
Well, first, because it's going to give the water a chance to cool down so you don't burn yourself
that?
leaning over trying to pull everything out. Second, it's going to give everything a chance to finish up with the processing. So just wait the 5 minutes, and then you're going to remove them. Go ahead and put them onto a nice kitchen towel, someplace away from drafts. So you don't want them near windows, doors, anything.
Don't set them up in your... I just like setting them up in my window to cool while the breeze is blowing. Don't do that.
Right. So
you only see like people on TV doing that. It doesn't really happen.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen. So you just go ahead and set those away, and then you're going to, within 24 hours of that point, then you're going to check for a seal to make sure that everything is sealed properly. Now, chances are you're going to be hearing the ping, as well, what people call it, and that is
Which we like the
sound.
ping.
The ping
we
is
like
great.
the ping.
The ping is
we
wonderful.
like the ping, but the ping is not everything. Okay? The ping is not all there is to canning. Are you okay? I think she just laid an egg.
I think we heard her.
I think we broke Kim. Great. Great. We're going to hear it from somebody. The ping is not everything.
I'm going to hold this in the next to my micro quick. So what you're hearing here.
Oh, that's creepy.
Okay. This is it's the same sound that you hear after you've opened a jar of peanuts, something like that. Yeah,
right.
it's that freshness seal thing. If you will walk over to any of your cans and you're testing it for seal and you push down and you hear that, that means it is not sealed.
That's bad.
So
you
can
eat
either
it right now.
Okay.
So you can
get a cracker and eat it.
Hey guys. Question from live stream.
Yes.
Can you use red bell peppers?
Absolutely, please do.
Any peppers.
And
they look really
red bell
festive.
peppers will work beautifully in this. Red bell peppers are actually a little sweeter, so because they're actually a ripe version of the green bell pepper, so that you'll get a little more of a sweet overtone.
And something about that we'll say about when you're trading like the heat for the sweet is that these recipes are not just good for canning. Make a batch of this first. It's not that much of it. Make a batch of it first and taste it, and serve it at a party or whatever, or freeze some or something like that. But fiddle with it a little bit and make some it's a little bit hotter and a little bit sweeter, and mix some different types of peppers for different colors, because the red bell peppers actually stand up really well to canning, as we've done before. They look really good. But test it out ahead of time and see what types of flavors you like.
So if you hear that sound, then
it
go ahead.
Has not sealed.
Then use it immediately. You can refrigerate it and use it for the next 2 weeks without any problem. Or if you have more that you're going to be processing, you can process it again. You're going to not get the same results from it because it's been through the whole process before. So
you can recan it.
Normally with jellies, I would just go ahead and use it immediately.
Yeah, then we just stick it in the fridge and use it over the next couple of weeks.
The other way to test, according to the ball site, is to remove the screw top from one like this and then you just kind of give it a little pull around and make sure that it doesn't pull up at any point.
And if you
then
break a
should
nail,
have-
it's sealed.
So
No,
that'd
don't
be
do
the-
that. But it
other
really,
way
it
to
won't
do
just go.
Yeah.
If it's not sealed, it'll come right off in your hands.
Now, there is a third way that we have been taught, and that's just to ping it this way. And then you should hear a really crystal sound to it. It should not sound dull. If it sounds dull, it means that you don't have a seal as well. So you
But
want
really,
a nice
push
bright,
push on it and check. That's the best way.
Just
Push
a
on
nice
it,
little bright
do the
little-
little tug. Don't mess around with it. Just
because if you tug too hard, you're going to pull it out.
and again, it's not the end of the world if it isn't sealed. Just eat it.
Storing these,
I know. How awful is that? Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to eat this for the next week.
once sealed, these are good for 1 year. So go ahead and label them. If you'd like to store them with the lid, you can do it. It is completely unnecessary. The lid does nothing. The lid is completely superfluous at this point. So you can go ahead and remove the lid.
Superfluous, even.
Superfluous, yes.
Superfluous.
But if you do like the way they look, make sure to remove the lids, dry them off, and then put them back on. That will keep rust from forming under the lids while they're sitting there.
Under the band.
So it's strictly a cosmetic thing. It's entirely up to you. But do use them within 1 year. After 1 year, you want to go ahead and get rid of any of your canned goods.
Have we
just
ever
for
had
safety.
any of it last for a year?
No. No, it has never lasted for a year.
Yeah, this is not one of those things that we can a ton of. We can maybe a dozen jars of it.
Again,
In
can
about
see
that size.
A size like this, or even Ball's got some really, really cute ones. They're flat and wide. I just love those jars.
Oh yeah, for
they make
gifts,
great
the
gifts.
little.
Great, very, very interesting looking gifts. The crystal jars like this even have a little spot for you to put your little sticker on, so you can see exactly what's
Fancy.
in the jar. I have been told that you can also freeze
The
this type of jelly.
flat-sided jars.
The flat-sided jars like this.
No, these are the
Oh,
flat-sided jars.
those are flat. So those as well. Thank you.
These flat-sided jars like this can freeze.
The ones with the shoulders like this, we don't recommend for freezing, but the ones that we use today for the jam that have straight sides,
Not this one.
I think that everything that's left is cleanup at this point.
question.
When they freeze, does that extend the year shelf life?
You know, not really.
Not really.
No,
So there's
no.
no point.
It does
to
because you
freeze?
have to wait for it to thaw out before you can eat it.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you freeze, you have, we recommend to freeze and use within a year as well. Or
Yeah.
canning, you can store it just in your pantry for up to a year. So either way, it has like basically what we recommend is a year.
And really the thing we like about, I don't know about y'all, but we do not have one of those big giant chest freezers. Everybody has extra space for one of those, right? So the great thing about the reason we started canning again for ourselves, one of the reasons is because like freezing, we ran out of space in our freezer. And it was either that or buy, a $1,200 chest freezer, which we didn't want to do. So this was a great way we could just stick them any place.
$10 versus $1,200.
It was a little silly.
It sold us.
Any other questions?
Any other questions about canning in general, or this particular recipe?
I don't know if it's silly or not, but
No.
Never.
if it doesn't seal and you find out it doesn't seal, can you recook it again and do it again?
You can recook it again. Again, the results aren't going to be quite as good doing a second batch, but you can certainly do it again. Yes.
Eat it. Just eat it. Seriously, you'll find some reason to eat it.
Yes.
It's really good. You know what? Pull this out after Thanksgiving on your turkey and put it on your turkey sandwich. Yeah, I
Are
think.
there any folks who have never tried this before that would like to try
Oh
some?
yeah, we should let them.
Yeah, we have samples.
Because we have a tray of samples. I'm pulling up
here
here right now. Please feel free to come up and try a sample.
Are you passing this around or?
No, we're just setting it right here. We'll
they
let them
doing-
come up and try.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any other questions from online or anywhere else we can?
You're all canning experts.
Well, this has been a great day. We
It's
appreciate
been a
it, Bob.
great
Yeah,
day.
how fun is
Yes.
this?
We
It's been
thank you guys
wonderful.
for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank
This
you.
has been absolutely fantastic.
We do?
do?
Excellent.
Okay, great. This seemed easy, right? You guys can try this, right? I mean, for seriously,
For $10?
I'm not trying to hawk the Ball product, but I can tell you for $10 and getting all that, you got to at least try it for $10. I mean, hello. And it doesn't take that many peppers and everything to make a batch of it
Just
like
interrupt
that.
him.
Oh yeah.
If you don't like it super spicy, what would you guys recommend as far as a balance between the bell peppers and then the hot spicy, the jalapeno peppers?
You don't have to use any of the jalapenos whatsoever. You can just use bell peppers. That's going to give it a much more sweet, mellow flavor to it. So that's a great way to go. The bell pepper has almost no spice to it whatsoever. That's a great way. And then you can start adding a little bit of jalapeno.
Sweet banana peppers taste really good in this.
Yeah,
we've done it before with mostly banana peppers, bright yellow. They're so good in this.
Yeah, can you use it as a dressing? You know, mix it, figure it out, and
like
or a sauce.
Or,
you know.
Oh yeah,
you better believe it. That's a great way to.
Oh yeah,
to do it.
Dip hot wings in this. Let me tell you what. Yeah, we've probably used this for everything.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's sitting in there in the fridge, and you've got it there. You're gonna try it on everything, right?
But yeah, meats, salads, they're and obviously toast. That's what we're serving it on now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really fantastic just mixed with, honestly, one of the weirdest things that I did with it was mix it in with strawberry jam and put it on that little bit of a salty, creamier type of cheese in the morning for breakfast on a bagel. Oh, so good.
And do you have any recommendations for baking with the jam?
Yeah, put it on top of the meatloaf. Seriously, just spread it on top of your meatloaf like you would any tomato sauce or ketchup or anything you put on.
Meatloaves, hams.
It's really good as a glaze on ham. It just melts right over it.
Or glaze on chicken as well.
Roasted chicken or grilled chicken
now,
even, brushing it on while you're grilling.
And another great thing would be a turkey sandwich. Put a little bit of cream cheese on one side of the bread.
Stop it.
And then on the other side, you're going to put some of this.
Can you tell we haven't eaten lunch? I know. This is like, never cook while you're hungry.